everyone, and welcome. This is Dr. Heather Carton coming to you live from Ask Dr. Heather. I want to welcome you all to our Thursday night Health Flix. And if you're brand new to Ask Dr. Heather, know that this is a place where you can actually ask health questions or current health concerns that you may have. I will do the best to get the current research for you to help you have the ability to help act on those health challenges that you're looking for so you can achieve your optimal health. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get my, thank you guys for joining me here. I'm not for sure what's happening with my light here. Just a second. So again, thank you guys for joining me. Know that you're always welcome to hit the share button, tag a friend, add a friend, share the information. I do have my blog site up above, which is askdrheather.net, which you can download your guide to kickstart your day in the right way. So I've been doing a 10-day series based on the questions you guys have been giving me. So if you're just joining us here on day 5, know that there are 4 other days with super quick questions that people have about just ketosis. So I got some basic questions over the week, said just give me some quick tips to get into ketosis. Don't make it this long, drawn out thing. So if you're brand new to ketosis or wondering what the big crave is about, we know that if we're eating a diet high in carbohydrates, our body breaks it down and we get a fuel source called glucose. Most of us are living on the standard American diet, standard Western diet, standard global diet, which means we're eating a diet high in carbohydrates, which means we are not burning fat. We're actually storing the excess carbohydrates for a rainy day. If we're actually in a state of ketosis, when our body's burning fat for fuel, then our diet's going to be high in fats, which is about 75 to 80% for most people, and a moderate protein, anywhere from 15 to 20%, and then about 5 to 8% carbohydrates. So oftentimes it can take days or weeks as you're transitioning from the standard American diet to get into that state of ketosis. I've had some patients it's taken 3 weeks to get there, and they're very easily jumping out of ketosis just because of stress and sleep. So we're going to talk tonight some easy steps to help you slide or slip right into ketosis and have an amazing transformation. So as we get started here, again, no, you can actually always add a friend, tag a friend, but we're going to start with the number 1 basic rule, which is the faster you can drop your carbs, about 5%, the quicker your body's going to run through the glucose or glycogen. Once your body gets through the stored glucose or glycogen from the carbohydrates you've been eating, then your liver goes out and says, I need some energy. I got to go grab that fat. I got to uncouple that fat and make an amazing energy source called ketones. So as quick as you can get through that, again, dropping your carbs down to 5%. And when you actually drop your carbs, you want to keep your macronutrients balanced. So if you drop one fuel source, which is glucose or carbohydrates, you actually have to up the other one, which means upping the fat. So if you drop your carbohydrates from 65% down to 5%, you've got to take your fats and actually bump them right back up to anywhere from 75 to 80%. The quicker you can make this happen, the quicker your body will actually slip into ketosis. But for some people, we go slow and steady, so it does take days or weeks, because if you're having a diet that's maybe 200 grams of carbohydrates, oftentimes we'll have you just bump down to 120 for a few days and maybe 80 carbs and maybe 75, 65 carbs. Slow and steady sometimes work for some people, but for you people who are impatient and want to get feeling better right away and want to get into that state of ketosis where your body's metabolically burning fat for fuel, drop those carbs right down to 5% and then up those fats. I also want to make sure as we're dropping those carbs and upping the fat, so we keep out some of those top food allergens. Like, don't go crazy with the peanut butter and the bacon and the dairy. That can sometimes be a deal breaker for people. Eat clean, healthy plant fats, so nuts and seeds, olives, avocados, and avoid those top food allergens like dairy. Again, bacon's processed. That's why I say eliminate that to get in there the quickest way. Number 2, we talked about dropping those carbs pretty quickly. Number 2 is increase that exercise. Go after glycogen. What does that mean? In order to be a fat burner, you have to get through most of the glucose and glycogen in your blood and your muscles. The faster you can do that, the faster your body slips into ketosis. I know we often think, well, I shouldn't actually be exercising if I'm actually going into a ketogenic diet. I should just kind of be resting and doing some light walking. No, if you want to transition quicker, the faster you burn through the glucose and glycogen, the faster your body says, I got to get that fat and break it down and make ketones. So number 1, drop those carbs quickly if you want to make this super quick. Number 2, go after glycogen and get that exercise going. And then make sure that you do not post-feed or refeed after your exercise with carbohydrates, because then you just glycogen reload and it actually delays that process. So as long as you can refeed with fats and moderate proteins, you should be okay. Number 3, you can also do a fat fast, which is about a diet about 90% fats, about 800 to 900 calories. Again, always check with your healthcare provider before starting any new lifestyle disease. I do want to make sure you know that I'm actually not giving any medical advice here, I'm not diagnosing, I'm not treating, I'm just sharing current information that's out there to help you optimize your health based on the question that y'all have shared with me. So what a fat fast does is we have 3 macronutrients. We have carbohydrates, fats, and protein. So in order to make it simple on our body, we actually just dump those carbohydrates down like we talked about in step number 1. And then in order to do a fat fast, we start feeding our body solely just fat. So not much protein, hardly any carbohydrate. So again, 90% fat. So it primes the pump. Our body goes, I'm going to burn fat for fuel. I'm going to burn fat for fuel. I'm going to burn fat for fuel. So we're just giving the body just that sole macronutrient, which is fat, which break down into ketones. Then the body says, okay, now that we fat fasted for 2 or 3 days, I'm actually going to take that fat and now I know what I'm supposed to do with it. So your body goes out and starts grabbing your fat and breaking it down and burning fat for fuel. So a fat fast is also an amazing option to get in that state of ketogenesis where your body's burning fat for fuel within 2 or 3 days. You can also do a popular keto reboot, which is actually made by the company Prove It. I'm happy to answer questions about that as well. But the keto reboot is a design program that has nutrient values, it has calories, so it has bone broth, has collagens, has different minerals, different base teas, exogenous ketones to help your body transition over. So as you drink the ketones that are in the tea and the broth and their exogenous ketone max, you're saturating the body with ketones, so it increases that signaling, so your body thinks I'm slipping right into ketosis really, really quickly. So if you've participated in the 60-hour reboot, give me a fist bump down there. I know some people end up going to about 72 hours, but what happens that 2nd to 3rd day is your body's burning through the glucose, burning through the glycogen, and your body automatically gets into that natural state of ketosis called ketogenesis when your body's truly burning fat for fuel. So the reboot is an amazing option to actually help transition your body into true ketogenic lifestyle for sure. And here's some simple tips. So don't forget tip number 1, to start testing your urine or blood. If you're brand new to being fat adapted, then I'm definitely going to tell you that the urine is the most unreliable, but it's the most economical and generally works the first 4 to 6 weeks. So start checking your morning urine, start doing your urine throughout the day. Oftentimes you'll wake up in a state of ketosis and maybe you have stress, maybe you eat something like dairy or eggs that could be a hidden food allergy that can take you right out of ketosis. So you've got to keep your body being your own detective. So journal your journey, write down what you eat. So as we try to get there super quick, you know exactly what you're doing. And that is why people love the reboot kit, because it's designed, the timing's there, it gets your body through it and helps really prime that pump with the ketone body. So make sure that you are testing your urine or your blood. Again, there's several different blood meters out there, but that's the only way to know for sure if you're trying to get into true ketosis or ketogenesis, that we know that your body's in ketosis. Another super tip here, so we're given 2 or 3 tips: sleep. Sleep can be one of those crucial things that can keep your body out of getting ketosis. So if you're a person who's tried to lower the carbohydrates slowly, increase the fat, you've tried to change things and you just can't get there, you end up tapping out or your body just can't get in ketosis, then let's look at sleep, because sleep is where our hormones recycle. Insulin is a hormone. It's highly related to cortisol and leptin and everything else that goes on why we try to sleep. So make sure that you're getting plenty of sleep and you reduce your stress, because oftentimes you can be eating the perfect macros and have a somewhat healthy body, but you're overstressed, your nervous system is overstressed. It doesn't allow your body to get into that deep sleep where you push that reset button. That reset button resets our cortisol and our leptin, the other 30 hormones involved with digestion. So make sure that you are sleeping well. And so the last one is going to be actually journal your journey, or write those tips down so you start having more of a gratitude journal. I know it seems like an odd thing, but if you put your mind in that positive place, like I'm going to be excited when my body gets in ketosis, you thank your body for what it's doing, you're actually going to have a much easier time transitioning, and have that why out there really big, like I want to experience better sleep. I want to experience some fat loss. I want to get this focus everybody's talking about. So as long as you keep that why, or why you're doing this, pretty much in front of you, you're going to stay right on target. Oftentimes people forget why they start doing something and then they end up tapping out or bailing. So let's just review those super simple tips. So an easy, quick way to get into natural ketosis where your body's burning fat for fuel is drop those carbs as quick as you can, and remember to keep out those top food allergens, which are dairy and soy, eggs eggs sometimes, keep the processed food out like bacon and Canadian bacon and some beef jerky and things like that. And then make sure you up your fats and keep them clean. Number 2, go after glycogen. Get the glucose and glycogen out. The faster that happens, and your body gets in and taps into that fat, and you start making ketones, which are that fuel source that burn fat 24/7. Again, another option would be to do a fat fast or do the keto reboot by Prove It. And then again, testing your urine or testing your blood is going to be super important. And any positive test is a yes. So if your urine even turns a slight color pink, I'm sorry I don't have strips here with me tonight. Any color pink is great. Often people think they've got to get this dark purple strip. It doesn't matter. Anything is better than nothing. So any little turn of pink means yes, your body's in that state of ketosis, burning fat for fuel. The little bit moderate pink you can get is definitely a little more optimal place to be in ketosis. With the blood meter, anything over 0.5 to really about 4.5, 5.5 is a great place to be in for ketosis, but you've just got to keep testing that throughout the day. The blood strips are a little bit more expensive than the urine strips, so oftentimes I do have people start with the urine strips, and I would start that second day. If you've lowered those carbs, you've gone after glycogen, you've burned through that, your diet was pretty clean starting before, your sleep's pretty much on target, then that's an amazing way to do it. And again, you can also use a fat fast to slip into ketosis in less than about 72 hours, or do the 60-hour reboot. And again, the 2 tips that we have is testing and sleep hygiene. Believe it or not, that positive attitude, decreasing stress, sleeping can be a game changer for many people who have not successfully gotten to ketosis. So this is Dr. Heather Carden on our Thursday night Health Flix. I'm super excited to be here with you each and every Thursday night. We are going to continue tomorrow with day 6 of our keto basics. So let me know what questions you want to talk about. If you missed the questions before, yesterday we talked about ketones and PCOS. The day before we talked about ketones and constipation. So we're going to keep things all things keto, all things keto life, all things keto basics to help you better understand this conversation that is totally disrupting the health and wellness nutrition world. So if you jumped on here late, know that you can also jump over to my YouTube channel. You can scroll down through past videos here as we get them transferred over to my YouTube channel, which is Ask Dr. Heather. Also, my blog up above has about 1,000 different recipes, all low carb, paleo, keto friendly, almost 99% are dairy free, everything's gluten free. And you can also just click on there and subscribe and download your guide to start your day in the right way, which is some amazing breakfast ideas, a food list that's pretty autoimmune friendly. And again, I want to hear from you. I don't know what our keto topic is for tomorrow, so please list it down below. Let me know what you want a big shout out about. I think we're probably going to focus on thyroid tomorrow just because I've gotten several questions about thyroid and ketones. So that is also on the docket, and ketones and inflammation. So I know I wanted to dedicate at the top 10 questions that you all have asked. I didn't do a poll, just what everyone's listing down below. So again, super excited to be here to help you better understand how you can optimize your life. And again, thank you guys for joining me. I know time is important, but taking a few minutes out to learn a little bit how you can optimize your health is generally well worth it. So this is Dr. Heather Carden saying have an amazing evening, and we'll be hearing from you soon.